I'm Michelle Moscone, a retired registered nurse with a lifelong devotion to caring for others. Yet it wasn't until I embarked on my own healing journey that I truly discovered the sacred path of whole person care. My journey echoed the myth of Pluto and Persephone. Like Persephone, I descended into darkness and returned with wisdom. I reclaimed my voice, my path, and my soul. Like Persephone, you are not just a survivor, you are your own queen. Hi, I'm Michelle Moscone, a registered nurse and energetic healing practitioner with a focus on shamanic healing techniques. Today I will briefly talk about shamanism and then lead you on a power animal journey meditation. Briefly, shamans direct and move energy to restore the harmony within the individual, between the individual and the community, and between the community and the spirit world. Shamanism is a spiritual practice found in cultures around the world from ancient times up to the present day. First and foremost, shamans' practices are practical and adaptable. These practices coexist over millennia with varying cultures, systems of government, and organized religious practices. Many formalized religions, from Buddhism to Christianity, came from ancient shamanic roots and still bear the shamanic threads of deep connection to the divine in all things. But shamanism itself is not a formalized system of beliefs or an ideology. Rather, it is a group of activities and experiences shared by shamans and cultures around the world. These practices are adaptable and coexist with different cultures, systems of government, and organized religious practices. Nowadays, in non-indigenous cultures, shamanism is studied and practiced as a life path. Following a shamanistic perspective, individuals seek to be in relationship with the spirit in all things. They seek to use information and guidance from non-ordinary reality to intentionality from their own life experiences. This perspective is not inherently contradictory of any religious practice that allows a person to be in direct relationship with whatever they perceive as a higher power. Just as in ancient times, contemporary people consult with modern-day shamanic practitioners for practical and pragmatic solutions to problems in everyday life, from personal illness, professional challenges, or family discord, and ancestral issues. Shamans work in voluntary, ecstatic trance states, which alter their consciousness to travel to the realms of the invisible worlds. Their ability to gain information and make changes in the invisible realms is dependent upon the working relationships they developed with spirits there. In this sense, shamanism is a relationship-based practice of making changes in invisible realms to impact healing of individuals or communities in the realm of ordinary reality. For some people, such shamanic practice is part of their dominant culture. For others, it is directly contradictory. Some individuals are intuitively guided to seek help from a contemporary shaman, often when other options have been exhausted, without even understanding what a shaman is or how they work. According to famed American psychologist and consciousness pioneer Stanley Krippner, shamans are community-assigned, magico-religious professionals who deliberately alter their consciousness in order to obtain information from the spirit world. They use this knowledge and power to help and to heal members of the community, as well as the community as a whole. Krippner describes shamans as the first physicians, diagnosticians, psychotherapists, religious functionaries, magicians, performing artists, and storytellers. There are some abilities of the shamans. According to Christina Pratt in the Encyclopedia of Shamanism, a shamanism is a practitioner who has gained mastery of altered states of consciousness, possessing the ability to enter alternate states at will and controlling themselves while moving in and out of those states, mediating between the needs of the spirit world and those of the physical world in a way that can be understood and used by the community, serving the needs of the community that cannot be met by practitioners of other disciplines, such as physicians, psychiatrists, priests, and leaders. A shaman is therefore a specific type of healer who uses an alternate state of consciousness to enter the invisible world, which is made up of all unseen aspects of the world that affect us, including the spiritual, emotional, mental, mythical, archetypal, and dream worlds. Shamanism is a belief system centered on the idea that spirits inhabit the world and that a shaman can communicate with the spirit world to bring healing and guidance to their clients and the community. Shamans enter altered states of consciousness, often through chanting, drumming, or other techniques, to journey into the spirit world and work with our own spirit helpers and teachers. The shaman works within three worlds: the lower world, a non-ordinary world of nature where discarnate spirits, not having a physical body, usually plant and animals, live and grow. The middle world, the world of physicality, where we physically live, and also has a non-ordinary spirit dimension. And then there's the upper world, a celestial, non-ordinary world where discarnate spirits live and thrive. There are core beliefs in shamanism. Animism, a fundamental belief that all things living or not have a spirit. Spirit world, a belief in an invisible world or other realms beyond ordinary reality where spirits reside. And spiritual balance, a belief that health, both physical and spiritual, depends on the balance between the human, spirit, and natural worlds. The shaman's roles and abilities. The shaman acts as an intermediary between the human world and the spirit world. A shaman, as a healer, the primary function is healing the sick by addressing the spiritual imbalances or driving out malevolent spirits. Shamans provide wisdom, guidance, and messages for the community through visions and spiritual communication. Soul retrieval, which is one of my favorites. Some shamans journey to the spirit world to retrieve lost soul parts that have been fragmented due to trauma. Shamans perform various forms of divination to foretell the future, find lost objects, or determine causes of problems. As guardians, they protect the community from evil, spirits, sorcery, and other negative influences. In their altered state, they travel to other realms to interact with spirits, seek answers, or retrieve lost soul parts. They conduct ceremonies that can involve dance, song, and prayer to appease spirits, perform healing, or mark important events. Shamans often work with animal images or spirit guides that provide them with wisdom and messages. Because it is not an organized religion as such, but rather a spiritual practice, shamanism cuts across all faiths and creeds, reaching deep levels of ancestral memory. As a primal belief system, which precedes established religion, it has its own symbolism and cosmology, inhabited by beings, gods, and totems, who display similar characteristics, although they appear in various forms, depending upon their place of origin. That was from John Matthews, The Celtic Shaman. There are three categories of contemporary shamans, including those who come from an unbroken shamanic tradition and continue to practice in that tradition, usually in their native culture, come from a shamanic tradition but serve to bridge between that tradition and the modern Western world, often by adding ceremonies and rituals that were not necessary in their indigenous culture, are called by spirit to serve the needs of their community as shamans, though they may be long separated culturally from their original shamanic roots. How can shamanism benefit your health and well-being? Individuals may seek shamanic healing for many different issues. If they are living within a shamanic culture, shamanic healing is typically part of a multidisciplinary approach used for any disease or imbalance. In partnership with physical healers, botanical medicines, changes in diet, and other therapies. In contemporary Western society, shamanic healing is unfamiliar to most non-Indigenous individuals. Despite that, people are finding their way to contemporary shamans for all types of health challenges, but especially when they are not making satisfactory improvements with conventional approaches. Shamanic perspective on disease is different in shamanism than in the conventional medical view. In a shamanic view, similar symptoms or diseases do not stem from the same underlying root energetic problem. Community disharmony often manifests in individual illness. Any illness may have a significant underlying spiritual or energetic issue, regardless of the form in which that illness manifests: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or relational. Certain illnesses are more likely to have a spiritual component that may respond to shamanic healing techniques. These include psychological diagnoses like depression and anxiety, ADHD, ADD, autism, and addictions. Illnesses that manifest physically may still have significant spiritual underpinnings. This is especially true for illnesses that have atypical or premature presentations, such as a degenerative illness that normally occurs in elder years, occurring in a young adult. The sense that something is missing, or that I haven't been the same since, can often be indicative of an energetic loss of some type, including soul energy loss. Shamanic healing is often part of a multi-pronged approach to an illness and is fully compatible with both conventional medicine and other integrative treatments, such as traditional Chinese medicine, homeopathy, naturopathy, chiropractic, and others. Shamanic healing work requires two distinct phases: the accurate diagnosis of the seen and unseen energies at the root of the problem, carrying out the specific choreography of energies needed to resolve the problem. The shaman may serve by removing energies that are inappropriately present or by returning energies that have been lost. This includes soul recovery to accomplish healing by way of the return of lost parts of the soul. When an individual is living within a community that supports such work, there is time and support for the integration and processing that an individual must do to complete most healing processes. In contemporary society, the shaman and the client must create the resources and structure for the individual to adjust to the shift in internal energies. So now join me now for a power animal journey meditation. This meditation will help you find your power animal who is with you for protection. So I invite you to get into a comfortable position. You can either lay on the floor, you can lay on your bed, you can sit in your chair. Remove any obstacles, any distractions, settle in, and listen to my voice. Okay, we're going to start our journey. I hope you're all nice and comfortable. Your phones are off and you're settling in. I need you to take some deep breaths. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. One more time to settle in. Inhale for 4 breaths. And exhale for 4. Take some deep breaths. As you're laying or seated, allow with each exhalation your body to get heavier. You're sinking. Your body is sinking into itself, getting heavier and feeling heavier. And with each inhalation, feel your light body becoming lighter and lighter and rising. A gentle breeze lifts your light body above the clouds. You just moved from your house. You're going through the opening of the clouds, and you can see forests and mountains. You see cities, landscapes, deserts, and a big sea. You feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the wind blowing your garments, blowing your hair. You don't have a care in the world. And you're floating, floating, floating across the sky. And you notice a green area, an area that feels safe to land in. You decide this is where you want to be. So feet first, you gently, gently glide down, your garment still blowing in the breeze, feeling the sun on your face, and your feet touch down. You have gently landed. And as you look around, this may be a familiar area you've visited before, or a brand new forest, or a jungle, or a beach, wherever your mind takes you. You noticed down on your left, looking to your left, there's a path, and you can hear the sound of water. And your curiosity is getting the better of you, so you decide to follow this path to the sound of the water. Notice what the water is like. Is it a brook? Is it a creek? And you keep following this path. You follow the path which runs alongside the water. And you notice there's a cluster of rocks. And you're curious. And next to the rocks, there's a hill. So you start to walk up the hill. And you arrive at the top. And you take a look around you. And you see trees. There's a mountain in the distance. There's beautiful flowers, a gorgeous, vast meadow. And you're still looking around, and you're looking for your power animal. You look around the tree, you walk around a little bit, you're turning, and all of a sudden, there he is. You've come face to face with your power animal. Your power animal has chosen you. With the voice in your heart, come closer to your power animal. You kneel or stand, depending on how tall he is, and you look at each other square in the eyes, and you communicate through your eyes. And with the voice of your heart, through your eyes, you ask, ask your power animal, what have you come to teach me? Listen carefully. What have you come to teach me? And you listen. And then you ask, again, through your eyes. He knows what you're going to say. How can you help me in my everyday life? Listen carefully for the answer. How can you help me in my everyday life? And remember the words of your power animal. Your power animal is playful and begins to move around in circles. And you join him, and you both start moving around and playing and dancing and running. And maybe your power animal is big enough for you to get on his back. And he takes you around the meadow, to the mountains, to the trees. And you're frolicking, and you're having the best time until you are both totally exhausted. And then you both lay down next to each other, panting next to each other, held by Mother Earth. And you close your eyes and fall into a sweet, sweet sleep next to your power animal. And your breathing gets synchronized. You can feel the purr or the hum of your power animal. And you just rest here for a moment. And then you notice a gentle breeze blowing on you. It's rustling your hair, it's moving your garments, and it starts to gently lift you into the sky away from your power animal. But you keep your power animal with you. He is with you always, embedded in your heart. Remembering the words, "What have you come to teach me? And how can you help me in my everyday life?" And as you ascend into the sky, notice again the sun shining brightly on your face. Not a cloud in the sky. You're floating across a gorgeous blue sky. Again, looking at the beautiful landscapes below. You see forests, mountains, a big sea. And finally, you see a familiar home. It's your home. You've come home. And you begin to descend. Slowly, slowly, ever so gently, you descend and you land into your body in the here and now. And then gently inhale your breath all the way to your fingers, tips, and toes. And when you're ready, just stretch and squirm a little bit. Inhale your arms above your head. Stretch your body. Inhale and gently open your eyes. And then before speaking or saying anything, get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and begin to journal. Who was your power animal? What has it come to teach you? And how can it help you in your everyday life? So just take a few minutes to record this. And then when you're finished, take a deep breath, inhale in, and exhale out. Again, your own rhythm, inhale in, exhale out with a ha, let it out. One more inhale. And exhale. And that concludes our segment for today with Sacred Nurse, our power animal journey. Thank you for listening and being here today. Bye-bye.